Hey everybody, and thanks for watching Woodcrest Bonsai. Today I'm going to work on this elephant tree, and I'm simply going to put it into this pot from this pot. And if you notice, this pot here is actually the pot that the parrot's beak was in that I restyled yesterday, and I put it into the Serena pot. So I had ulterior motives because I wanted this pot to put this guy in. It's a very tall tree, very tall, 3 feet at least, and I've allowed it to grow because I wanted to take cuttings. The history of this tree is that I acquired it in the summer of 2023, and I immediately took cuttings, and I got nothing. And then in the summer of 2024, I took cuttings again, and I got nothing again. So very disappointing. So I'm going to change my tack this year, put it into the little bit bigger pot. And I read up, tried to read up on, what am I doing wrong? And one thing they said is don't over pot them. Just give it a little bit more root space. And I've already taken it out of this pot, and it does have some roots that I'm going to cut off that look like they have great potential to be root cuttings. And then I will give it a good fertilization, hope that we get some nice new growth, and then try to take some cuttings in the spring, probably about a month. With any luck, we'll have better success. Well, even if I only get 1 or 2, that's better than 0, right? So that's the deal with this tree. I'm going to take it out of this pot, put it into this pot, and that's about it. So I'm going to start with that right now. So like I said, I've already taken this guy out of the pot once, and it's in a fairly fine bonsai soil. So I'm going to use the same grain size to put it into this pot here. But if we take it like this, and I know it's hard to see, but there's definitely some roots here. Where does that guy go? It's right here. Oh my lord. Okay, well, if you ain't gonna go with the scissors, we'll just go with concave cutters. Didn't think I would need to use concave cutters, but I got my bag of goodies here. Holy cow. I think what it is it's just so incredibly succulent that it just really doesn't have much wood per se. So it's just being squished instead of being cut. This tree is fairly new to me, so I'm not familiar with all the ins and outs. I don't want to tear it apart. Man, this is unbelievable. It just doesn't want to cut. Wow, that's amazing. So let's try a root hook. This guy here. There we go. Okay, so there we go. We have a root cutting, one root cutting. We'll lay him aside. And I really wanted to go higher up. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to go higher up because I really don't want to whack that root there. So maybe I will just do this. Sorry, tree. I didn't realize that we were going to have to do this. Okay, there's another root cutting right there. And another one. Oh! This is crazy. Okay. Okay, some of this smaller stuff has got to be... There we go. Oh, there's a very interesting root cutting. I think it's been in that pot a long time. So I'm going to go to here. And that's another root cutting. And then another one here. And look at how the root hit the pot and then went this way and that way. So pretty strange stuff. So I've got more root cuttings than I imagined I would get. Hopefully the parent tree doesn't cack. Okay. And I really still, well, let's put it into the pot, see what happens. I would normally get this soil and swish it away, but that looks pretty good as far as no higher. I don't want it any higher. That looks pretty good. Alright. So now I think I just need the tree, put the tree down somewhere else. Get rid of all this old soil, which I suppose I can put into the pot. And this soil, cut my finger preparing dinner actually a couple days ago, and boy is it raw. And I just poked it up and I just hit the camera, which I do about once a day. So this soil is still perfectly good. So I put it on my tray, dry it out in the sun, and then completely re-sift it and use it again, because bonsai soil like this is just rocks basically. And there's a little bit of organic matter, but most of that organic matter is sifted out when you do the sifting. But you've got to let it dry, bone dry, before you sift it, or else it'll never come out. Alright, there we go. And I've prepared my new pot already. Bring Still don't like that. I think I'm going to cut that root away even more. So it's even with this. Well, that wasn't hard. I think those little stubbies are going to make good cuttings. Okay, much better. And then we got this weird root here that died away, so now it's just like sitting in midair. And I think this is the front of the tree, because if we look here, there's a scar right there where it was cut. It was cut almost right across, you can see. And so all of this has grown since. So I want to hide that. So there we go. I honestly didn't think so much soil was going to fall off of this guy. Oh, come on. If I ever do a video without stepping into the tripod, wouldn't that be something? And I can't start over. Because for some reason my video software, if I try to splice things together, just going to do the dump. Now that was nowhere near enough. Are you even going to be stable? Let's just lean them against the backdrop. You don't want to lean against the backdrop. Okay, you're going to stay? Stay. You didn't know you could train bonsai like dogs, right? Stay, sit, beg. Okay, I need more soil. Alright, here goes. This tree was wired into the old pot, and now I'm seeing why. Of course, you normally want to do that before you start this. We'll just have to see what happens. Alright. Alright. Get the chopstick. And I don't know if you noticed, but the soil it was in was very wet. So, since it's a succulent and since I cut some pretty heavy duty scars, I'm not going to water this guy at all for maybe even a couple of days. Let those scars dry up. Part of the research I did on this thing was that when you take the cuttings, the root, the tip, the branch cuttings, you should let them dry. One place said for at least a week. But to tell you the truth, when I took the cuttings, it seemed like they were staying too dry. Because I think that was part of my problem. Once I took the cuttings and put them into the cutting medium, I tried to keep them on the dry side and they just sort of shriveled up. So maybe the technique is to let the scar heal over when you've taken the cut adequately. But then once you've put it into the rooting medium, you need to increase the water. It's all learning, and this is a fairly new tree to me. So there we go. Now we'll see what happens. We don't normally get a whole lot of wind this time of year, so I'm thinking that it's going to do fine without being wired into the pot. And if I must, I'll just start over and put some wire up through the bottom of the pot. And now I'm going to do a root cutting or two. I'm not going to show you all of them because it's the same process. Just repeat, repeat, repeat. So to take a root cutting, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. So we have our root cutting here, and it's got some decent feeder roots. So you just put it into the pot with about an inch sticking up, and then this is just my landscape mix. There's another little root right there, so I'm going to cover that up as much as I can. I don't normally put the soil all the way to the very top of a pot. But there you go, there's a root cutting. Pretty much same thing on all the rest of them. Some of them are quite long, and I don't know if I really want to chop them, so I may use some deeper pots. But there's a root cutting. And I probably have 6 or 8, more than I thought. Hi, so that was kind of an ordeal, actually. I didn't think it was going to be that hard to chop those roots. I didn't chop the roots, I had to cut them with the saw. They were just too soft and succulent. So anyway, there you go. I will keep you posted. If you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll get to see if that guy lives. I'm sure it will. And then when it sprouts out, I'll take the cuttings and we can hopefully get some success with those. And off camera, I will do the rest of the root cuttings. This is a funky one. And they're all kind of funky. But I think this one has circled the pot. But I'm sure I can, pull it like that when I put it into the other pot. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we can watch these things develop together, because this tree is very new to me. So I'm learning right in front of you. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. Anybody else got any elephant trees? They're very, very tropical trees, so I don't think too many people up north, well, they may not have even heard of them. So that's it for today. I need to clean up a little, put the rest of the root cuttings into their own individual pots, and I will see you in the next video.